we have two, Vaidhi sadhana and Raganuga. Again, Raganuga has Kamanuga and what? Sambandhana. And again in Kamanuga, two. What is the two? What is the two? Yes, tell Aditya. What is the two in Kamanuga? Last time we did.
संभोग इच्छा.
Direct.
Yeah.
Ichha, and then you have to make that chart. Sambhoga Ichha. Next is what?
Tattad, that was no Madaji.
Open the previous and check. See, these are technical terms. It takes time to memorize these things, but at least you should know what is there. Direct having relationship. And then in the mind, it was there, no? Open. I'm just giving the clue to you. Go previous. Go previous. Kamanuga as two. Because I told you I have to make the chart. Technical words don't come up. It takes time to memorize also. Sambandhanuga, it is very easy to understand. Any sambandha, any in a parenthood or the friendship.
The another one is Tattad Bhava Ichatma.
Bhava Ichha. You don't have to even remember Tattat. Tattat means for him. Sambandha. Bhava Ichha means in the mind itself. So understood? Sadhana Bhakti, Vaidhi, Raganuga. Raganuga, two. What is that? Kamanuga, Sambandhanuga. Kamanuga, two. Sambhoga, Bhava Ichha. Over easy it is. So Kamanuga has two. What is that? One is Sambhoga. That desire. When I will have intimate relationship with Krishna. There is one. One within the mind. Okay. Let us see Bhava Bhakti. This all came where? In Sadhana Bhakti. Just see in the Sadhana Bhakti itself, a person reaches to this level if he does the sadhana very nice. He reaches to Bhava Ichha. Bhava Ichha. Till that, but that is only possible when he has Ragatmika Bhaktas, mercy. Mercy of Ragatmika Bhaktas. These Ragatmika Bhaktas are only Vrajavasis. Just understand it. They are only Vrajavasis. If that love is there, that mercy is there of the Vrajavasis, he can go to Ragan. It is not relating to, though Raga is there even in the, one is Aishwarya Raganuga. Okay. Ragatmika also two types are there. There are one who are Vrajavasis and there are one who are Dwarkavasis. Okay. That any on the Bhava Bhakti will be seeing what type of bhavas, different bhavas are there. Having the knowledge that Krishna is God, that is the love of the Dwarkavasis. Having love for Krishna without the knowledge, that is Vrajavasis. So 1.3.1. First paragraph, second paragraph speaks about 1.3.1. In the second paragraph, 1.3.2 is also there. 1.3.345 is also there. This is practically 1 to 5 is there. In first and second. Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma Prema Suryamshu Samya Bhak Ruchibhishchitta Marshleya Krit Asau Bhava Uchyate. So what part of bhakti is called bhava? That part of bhakti is called bhava whose essence is samvit and ladinish. Whose essence is samvit and ladinish. The three internal potency. Three internal potency. We have internal, external, and marginal. Write down. We have three. In Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, Tathastha Shakti. When it comes to Tathastha Shakti, marginal potency, that is Jivatma. When it comes to internal potency, it has again three types. Samvit, Sandini, Hiladini. Okay. And when it comes to external, it is only Maya Shakti. So sometimes Maya Shakti makes us think that we know many things. That's the problem. That is Maya Shakti. And Antaranga Shakti is a deep knowledge. That is Sandini. Sandini means how everything is well organized for Krishna. For that, knowledge is very important. Krishna says, Atma Maya. Only my Maya, Atma Maya, she knows what I want. Like when Krishna appears, what all should be manifested at that time. Now, when Krishna wants to enjoy rasa, at that time, what all should be manifested? Oh, jasmine. Jasmine fragrance should be there. That becomes Utayaha. Utayaha means what? That becomes an impetus for Krishna's conjugal love to be aroused more. Jasmine flower. It should be dark. Moonlight. It should be moonlight. It should not be daytime. It should be nighttime. So who is organizing this? Sandini. This is Sandini. Sandini means what all paraphernalia required. Now in the temple when we go, generally we should not click photos. Understand it nicely. We should teach others also. Many times people come tuck karke they click. Did they ask permission from Lord? Smile please. Even somebody like you're standing and somebody clicking your photo, you say, not that any time click. It is an etiquette that if we really want to take photo, we should ask the permission of Pujari. Pujari asks the permission of Krishna. That is how photos are clicked. But if you go to the traditional temples, very clearly it has been written, no photographs, please. You know that? You go to South temples, very strictly they will not allow anyone to take photograph because this is one of the Pancharatra Vidhi. Here only in our temples, I don't know, ISKCON temples, actually Prabhupada times was not there. We have become very complacent with everything. To such an extent, we allow stupid people's selfie. Just imagine. What are we? A body made up of malamutra. How dare we stand with Krishna and take photo? Is it not a biggest offense? It's the biggest offense thinking that, oh, I'm so qualified that I can go and take photo with Krishna. Selfie also, actually we should not take photos. We should also put only when the pujari permits, photos are allowed. Without that, we should not. Sometimes, okay, in the festivals you take photos. You know? That time it is because Lord is dressed very gorgeously. Yes, you can take. Anytime coming, taking a photo, standing with a selfie, no. So that all doesn't come in Sandini. Sandini means the perfect paraphernalia which has been given for Krishna to stay. That is why you should not lean over the railings. You should not lean. Because they are all Sandini means the paraphernalia of Krishna. Sandini Shakti does it. Why Sandini Shakti does? Because she knows everything. Sandini. Samvit Yes, knowledge. Full knowledge is Samvit Shakti. Yogamaya in charge of Sandini. Samvit, Balaram is in charge. Balaram is who expansion of Krishna. Sometimes even Balram also fails to understand Krishna. That is why Samvit Shakti in charge is only Krishna only. It's only Krishna who is in charge. Because he only knows about himself. Hiladini Radharani is in charge. Hiladini is the bliss potency. Why is it that when a person serves Krishna very nicely, he experiences bliss? That is because of the mercy of Hiladini. And it can only happen when a person is prideless. The previous verse we saw, one should express pridelessness before Lord. One should express helplessness before Lord. And that can only be possible when we start loving the devotees, when we start loving our Guru. And that is how Guru Shishya Parampara functions. That is the only time Ladi Shakti functions onto that person. Or just superficially, externally, all knowledge will come. Out of all this knowledge, you are again in the zero. This knowledge is not materialistic knowledge. Understand it very nicely. It is the most confidential knowledge. It is not materialistic. We may think, oh, I'm just studying, I go thing, I just by heart. Here it doesn't function. It is the most confidential knowledge. That is why here it is said that part of bhakti is bhava, where which two things are functioning? Samvit and Hiladini are functioning. Why Sandini has not been told here? Sandini is the things which is required. Anyhow, Sandini Shakti functions at the level of sadhana. Understand it? Sandini functions where? At the level of sadhana. What is required for chanting the holy name? Your Japmala is required. Right? That Japmala is a paraphernalia for you to call Krishna. Now, knowledge about Krishna, only Krishna can give. And bliss in the service of Krishna, Radharani can give. So these two functions at the level of Bhava Bhakti. At the level of sadhana, you cannot experience these two. Knowledge about Krishna only by Krishna's mercy when the devotion comes at the stage of nishtha. Today I'm going to spend only in 1.3.1 because these are very technical terms. I cannot just rush about. Don't make me rush about the chapters. See, I have given complete justice for you all to make understand all the chapters. Because sometimes I know I have dragged. I'm intentionally dragging so that the purpose of this is I want speakers like Aditya to speak. He should become a great preacher. That is my desire. You should preach nicely, Aditya. And this class practically I'm giving to you. I'm giving to Goloka. Because I know these are all the preachers who are going to bring. They are all youngster preachers. I don't know about Aruna, how much she will be outside. I don't know about Sudha, I don't know about Pushpa, I don't know about Anuj. But I know one thing, Aditya, Goloka, in the future, you both will become very good preachers. And you should be very clear in the concept. You know, Kamalachan Prabhuji has spent time in us, especially me and another one. Practically 7 years. How many? 7 years. How many chapters of Bhagavad Gita? Just 8 chapters. How many? 8. And when it came to Bhakti Shastri, in Nectar of Devotion, he spent with us practically just rush about because it has to be rushed about. But our base in Bhagavad Gita was strong. That is why I could understand Nectar of Devotion. Today I am able to speak because I got very good time from my Shiksha, making my base very strong. And if the base is strong, you don't have to study so much. It comes in your, yes, you have to do sadhana for 10 years, you have to study nicely, and then you are very clear with the concept. So the clear of the concept is there, you can understand every situation. Now say Bhava Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti. What is the difference? In Sadhana, your Sandhini works. Why your Sandhini works? You understand about the paraphernalia. In the Samvit and Hiladini, what works? Where it works? In the Bhava Bhakti. Samvit and Hiladini. Where knowledge about Krishna, only Krishna can give. So for that, which stage you have to cross? Adau Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sangha, Anartha Nivritti, and then Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. Then comes Nishtha. These five are the stages, first five stages, where a devotee has to practically work. He has to strive hard. Adau Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajana Kriya, then Anartha Nivritti. We are all in which stage now? Anartha Nivritti. Then Nishtha. And that Nishtha comes, yes. Then Krishna's mercy flows. And that comes in the form of Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. So Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. So in that stage of Bhava, when Krishna's come, when even a small tinge of any anarthas are not there, that is the time a ray of light is seen. And what is that ray of light? It's flame. Like sun rays comes. Then only you understand, oh, now is Suryodaya. How you understand is Suryodaya? When sun rays comes, then only you understand is Suryodaya. So this is the one ray of the sun of Prema, which will soon rise in the heart. And that will soften the heart with desires to meet, serve, and exchange love with the Lord. So every one of us want to go to that stage, Baba stage. See, even a preacher also wants to go. The one who is hearing also wants to go. Actually, we preach to whom? To ourselves. Somebody asked Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I want to make many devotees preachers. Very good. Then Prabhupada said, preach to yourself first. Actually, preacher first preaches to oneself. Then afterwards, whoever is hearing, they are hearing. Isn't it, Aruna? So, preacher actually preaches to oneself. By preaching, what happens? He sees the heart becomes soft. And then he has a desire to meet, serve, and exchange love with the Lord. That is prema stage, last stage, prema. So for that, bhava has to arouse. And for that bhava, mercy of Krishna and mercy of Radharani is very, very. That is how this bhava has started. This lesson bhava has started. We can go now to 1.3.2 also. Take all. You can read Anukulyena Krishna, Anushīlam, Bhakti Uttama. All these things you can read. The Jiva Goswami's commentary has also been given. Bhava Rupa Bhakti has two types. Sthai Rupa, Sanchari Rupa. Very beautiful it has been given. Bhava Bhakti has two types. And what are the two types in Bhava Bhakti? One is Sthai Rupa, permanent. Now, sometimes when we go to Krishna's temple, we also cry. Immediately one should not say, oh, Bhava Bhakti. Kya bhav hai? But that is asthai bhav. For 2 minutes we'll cry. One day it so happened, I went and cried before Lord. He was looking very beautiful, I cried. They were gossip. Pakka some fight must have happened in the house. That is why Mataji came and cried. It's an asthai rupa sometimes comes before Lord. Lord is looking beautiful, you like. Some people comment on it. Oh, maybe some difficulty is there, that's why I went and cried. That is also true. Sometimes difficulty is there, also people go and cry. Immediately one should not think, oh, Nayanam Galadashru Haraya Vadanam Gadgad. So sometimes because of high BP also Gadgad. He goes and falls down before Lord. High BP. So immediately you should not understand that it is that ecstatic love. No, it is asthai bhava. But even that is also countered sometimes, at least he cried. What is thai bhava? He always cries for Krishna. His eyes are always filled with tears. He loves Krishna so much that he always feels that separation from Krishna. Vipranamba bhava is always. And then there is Sanchari Rupa Bhakti. That anyhow we are not going to discuss. That is going to come the fourth way. What is the Sanchari? What all ecstatic emotions happen? That is Sanchari. That we are not going to discuss. What we are going to discuss now is Sthai Bhava. That Sthai Bhava has so much of bondage with Krishna. Sthai Bhava always remains. Okay. Then now next one. So here more description has been given about this verse. Very beautiful verse. Prema Suryamshu Samyam Bhav. That means that prema is Visheshatma prema. Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma prema. That means what? You are able to experience a bit of prema. A bit of prema because the rays have come. That you're experiencing the sunlight. In the same way, this is one ray of prema. Next is 2. तथा हि तंत्रे प्रेम्णास्तु प्रथमावस्था भाव इत्यभिधीयते सात्विकः स्वल्प मात्रः स्युर् अत्राश्रु पुलकादयः. So in the tantra also same thing has been written. The preliminary state of prema is called bhava. The first stage of prema, preliminary. You have the preliminary exams, main exams, prelims chal raha hai. And it is not prelims, it is preliminary exam. I don't know why prelims became. It is preliminary. In the same way, preliminary state of prema is bhava. And there are few sattvika bhavas, such as tears in the eyes, hair standing on end. Sometimes this happens now also when we are asked to chant 64 rounds. Oh, so much rounds. Tears on face. But that is not called bhava at all. So this is tears in the eyes. That love. Third one. Sa yatha padma purane dhyayam bhagavata padambuja vipatada ishat vikriya vikriyamanaatma sadra drishtim abudasau. So an example of sattvika bhava appearing at this stage from the Padma Purana. What is that sattvika bhava? Continuously meditating on the lotus feet of Lord. Ambarish Maharaj developed slight transformation of the heart and tears in his eyes. Ambarish Maharaj says, Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo, Vachamsi Vaikunta Gunan Varandev. So when continuous meditation happens, tears flow. That is known as sattvika bhava. That is how the word started, na? Shuddha Sattva, Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma, Prema Suryamshu Samya Bhav. Ruchi stage starts. Ruchi means taste. Taste has changed completely. Ruchi Chitta, Mashraniya, Hrid Asau, Mashraniya Rid Asau. Now the heart is soft. You don't have any inimical attitude before others. You love everyone. You love everyone. That is known as Mashraniya Hrid Asau. Bhava Uchyate. So what is the meaning of Bhava? Bhava has first thing, Shuddha Sattva. Write the points of Bhava. Shuddha Sattva. It is Prema Suryamshu. That is the first preliminary state of Prema. Second one. Third one is Ruchi. Your taste is completely changed. Ruchi is Chitta. That means your consciousness is completely changed. Ruchi. Taste has it. Then Marshniya. Hridasau. Your heart is softened. You don't have any inimical attitude towards anyone. Even though people may criticize you, but still you are loving everyone. That is most important. You may sometimes you have to scold. Teachers have the right to scold. Teachers may scold in different ways. But we cannot scold teachers, isn't it? Teacher, Prabhupada says, you rascals. Prabhupada says, you Buddhas. I'll send you one video. Prabhupada clearly says, you foreigners, you are Buddhas, you are rascals. Sometimes Prabhupada says that. And sometimes Prabhupada says, they are wonderful. You are Buddhas. You don't chant. The hippies are better than you. Hippies are better than you because at least hippies, they surrendered to me. And when I taught them how to wear sari and how to wear dhoti kurta, they learned it. And you idiots, Prabhupada says, you idiots, you don't want to follow. You don't know how to enter. Prabhupada directly smashes. Guru has the right to smash. Guru has the right to scold. We don't have the right to back answer. We should know our limits. So in this way, these four very important. Marshniya Hridasau. Guru's heart is very soft. That is why Guru scolds. What is the meaning of soft heart? Soft heart means you have concern. That is known as softness. Not that you are very polished in your behavior. No, that is sociality. That is social behavior. Marshaniya Hridasau means you have concern. That is why your heart is very soft. Jivadaya, Krishna Nama, Sarvadharmasa. Okay. So in this way, we have done 4 and 5. Avirbhuya Manovrittau Rajanti Tat Sarupatam Swayam Prakasharupapi Asamana Prakashyavat Vastutah Swayam Ashwada Sarupaiva Ratistvasau Krishnadi Karma Ka Swada Hetutvam Pratipadyate. Now Bhava becomes the mental state itself, appearing in the mental function. Bhava becomes a mental state itself. Though Bhava is self-revealing, it appears to become manifest by the mind. Though in its essential nature, Bhava is taste itself. It also acts as a cause of tasting the pastimes of Krishna, his associates, and his pastimes. So this happens at the level of mind, right? So at the level of mind, you start tasting. Initially, licking the empty bottle, licking the closed bottle, licking the honey which is closed, trying to lick, trying to understand. One is from the mind. You have developed that taste, that ruchi, that taste. That is why bhava is self-revealing. Self-revealing means what? From the mind, it is automatically coming. It is self-revealing. Krishna reveals. Tesham satatuktana bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamu payanti. The 10th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 10th verse, speaks about. Whoever goes on chanting the holy name, always occupied in serving Krishna, it is a self-revealing. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. That is why bhava is self-revealing. What is it? Self? Self is who? Who is your self? One's self is Krishna. One is soul. Soul's soul is who? Understanding? Who am I? Soul. Who is soul for? Who is soul of me? It is Krishna. I am soul. My soul is who? Krishna. Everyone's soul is who? Krishna. Everyone is soul. Everyone's soul is who? Krishna. That self is now revealing by seeing the sadhana. That is why sadhana is very important. Minimum 16 round chanting is very, very important. I don't know how many of you are doing, but at least I have faith. Aditya is doing, Aruna is doing, Goloka is doing. I don't know about Sudha. I don't know about Anuj. I don't know about Pushpa. I want to know your sadhana chart. So you can write me personally if in public you don't want to say. But I want to know your sadhana chart because your Bhakti Shastri certificate will depend on your sadhana chart. I know the sadhana chart of these three because I've taken from them. I want Sudha's sadhana chart, Anu's sadhana chart, and Pushpa's sadhana chart. What is your wake-up time? How much time is spent for study? How much time you are reading? How much time you're chanting? all the things I want to do. Personally, not in this. So bhava is self-revealing. It appears to become manifest by the mind. Though in its essential nature, bhava is taste. Yes, bhava is what? Taste. It also acts as a cause of tasting the past tense. See, it is taste, it is cause of taste also. Is there some difference? ये taste है और यही cause है. This is the reason for tasting also. How will you understand this? It is taste. Like mango is the taste. Okay? Mango is the taste. It is for tasting even other mangoes. Like how Alfonso is the taste. Is the taste. Is the king of mangoes. And the same Alfonso becomes the taste for tasting other mangoes. Oh, yeah, Alfonso जैसा sweet नहीं है. Oh, it is better than Alfonso. But tell ये ज्यादा मीठा आम है. वो चूसी वाला आम आता है सबसे सस्ता वाला आम. You know when there is one चूसी आम, the चूस के देख दो. But that is a very that all Adivasis they drink that mangoes. So you keep one as a platform that becomes the taste. Bhava is the taste, and that is also the cause of tasting the past tense. Now I want to taste past tense. How will I taste? I should reach bhava stage. And bhava stage, what happens? I have the taste. Understood? It's a very technical. Now all things will come. These 3 chapters are most technical chapters. Bhava stage. Anyhow, we cannot understand much because we have not yet reached that text. That is why it is just first we have to understand technically. So I have to develop the taste, and for that sadhana is important. So to come to the stage of bhava, sadhana is important. And once I come to the stage of bhavana, I have the taste. Bhava, I have the taste. So what I can do now? That becomes the cause for tasting the past tense. How will I taste the past tense of Krishna? Oh, Krishna steals the butter and runs. Krishna does not put even chandi also and runs. How will I taste this? You know how Krishna runs? Sometimes he doesn't put anything and he just langot and just runs. Sometimes even that also he doesn't put. And Yashoda Mata runs behind with the stage. How will I taste that rasa? For that, I have to come to the platform of taste. And that taste is bhava stage. Okay. So that is also known as a rati. Rati means attachment. Attachment to Krishna. So read that first and 2 paragraphs. Read all the shlokas and read directly from them. The shlokas are very beautiful shlokas. By reading the shlokas, our tongue purifies. Read all the shlokas, Aditya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1.3.1 शुद्ध सत्व विशेषात्मा प्रेम सूर्यां साम्यभाग पृथ्वी स्थितमाशृण्य कृत असौभाव उच्यते 1.3.2 तथा हि तन्त्रे प्रेम्णस्थु प्रथमावस्था भाव इत्य अभिधीयते सात्विका स्वल्पमात्रास्य आत्राश्रु पुलकादयः सॉरी स यथा पद्मपुराणे ध्यायं भगवतः पादाम्बुजयुगं तदा ईषत् विक्रियमाणात्मा सार्द्र दृष्टिरभूत् असौ 1.3.4 and 5 आविर्भूय मनोवृत्तौ व्रजन्ति तत्स्वरूपताम् स्वयं प्रकाशरूपापि भासमाना प्रकाशवत् वस्तुतः स्वयं आस्वादा स्वरूपैव रतिस्त्वसौ कृष्णादिकर्मकास्वादा हेतुत्वं प्रतिपद्यते ecstatic love. By the process of executing regulated devotional service, one is actually elevated to the transcendental stage beyond the material modes of nature. At that time, one's heart becomes illuminated like the sun. The sun is far above the planetary systems, and there is no possibility of its being covered by any kind of cloud. Similarly, when a devotee is purified like the sun, from his pure heart, there is a diffusion of ecstatic love which is more glorious than the sunshine. Only at that time is the attachment to Krishna perfect. Spontaneously, the devotee becomes eager to serve the Lord in his ecstatic love. At this stage, the devotee is on the platform of Uttam Adhikari, perfect devotion. Such a devotee has no agitation from material affections and is interested only in the service of Radha and Krishna. To clarify, in the previous chapters, the symptoms of devotional service were explained along with instruction as to how we may execute devotional service with our present senses and gradually rise to the platform of ecstasy in spontaneous love. And the two kind of devotional service, namely devotional service through regulative principles and through spontaneous love, were discussed. Within the stage of the regulative principles of devotional service, there are two divisions, namely executive and effective. This effective portion of devotional service is called bhava or ecstasy. In this connection, there is a statement in the Tantras that ecstasy is the first symptom of pure love for the personality of Godhead, and in that stage, one is sometimes found shedding tears or shivering. Not always are these symptoms manifest, but occasionally. When King Amrisha was put into difficulty by Durvasa, he began to think of the lotus feet of the Lord, and thus there were some changes in his body, and tears were falling from his eyes. These symptoms are activities of ecstasy. They are visible in the shivering of the body and the shedding of tears. After the outward appearance of these ecstatic symptoms, they stay within the mind, and continuation of the ecstasy is called samadhi. This stage of appreciation becomes the cause of future exchanges of loving affairs with Krishna. Hare Krishna.
1.3.6, 6, 7, 8 are in the
Mataji, Mataji said for shloka number 2, 3, 4, and 5, that will come under paragraph number 2.
even one is also there. Little bit one is also there.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, 6, 7, 8 are there in the third paragraph. Sadhana viniveshena Krishna tatbhaktayostata prashadena hidaya danyana bhavod vijayate adyastu praikastatra vidyo viralodaya. Bhava appears in very fortunate persons in two ways. When bhava comes, when by absorption in sadhana, when is completely absorbed in sadhana, that is external. It is external appearance, or you can say sadhana is an external appearance first, because it's doing the sadhana so nicely. It is normal appearance, and mercy of Krishna or his devotee. If devotee's mercy is there or Krishna's mercy is there, this stage can come. Or complete absorption in sadhana, which is very normal. Yes, we have to do nice sadhana, then only bhava can come. It is normal. But what is the most rarest thing? That is mercy of Krishna or mercy of devotee. If this is there, then it is rarest. And what is normal? Normal means anyhow it has to happen. If your sadhana is good, one is Vaidhi sadhana, following the rules and regulations, and Raganuga sadhana, where mercy of Ragatmika Bhaktas are there, following the footprints of Ragatmika Bhakti. Not much inclined towards rules and regulations because automatically he follows. He doesn't have to strive hard for following the rules and regulations. Like he doesn't have to strive hard for waking up early in the morning. He wakes up, he chants. He is in the mood of one of the Ragatmika Bhaktas. Like he takes the mood of Yashoda. He takes the mood of Brajavasis. And he serves. So that is known as Ragano. When that increases, that that intensity increases, that sadhana increases, which is very normal. That is bhava. And what is the rarest thing? Only when Krishna's mercy or any devotee's mercy is there, then we can come to the stage of bhava. This is 6th verse. 7th and 8th verse. Tatra sadhana bhiniveshaja vaidiraga marga bhedena parikirtitah विविधा खलु भावोत्र साधना विनिवेशजः साधना विनिवेशस्तु तत्र निष्पादयम् पादयन् रुचिं हराव आसक्तिम् उत्पाद्य रतिं संजनयति इत्यसौ. Now, two types. What is the first type? Absorption in sadhana. We'll speak about it. And the second type is what? Mercy of Krishna. Now here what is spoken? Absorption in sadhana. That is discussed first. How bhava came? Because a person is completely absorbed in sadhana. Which type of sadhana? Two types. Arising from Vaidhi sadhana, arising from Raganuga sadhana. So absorption in sadhana, that is nishtha, produces ruchi, asakti, then bhava. Rati is also known as bhava. Just now we discussed Adau Shraddha, you have found out of faith in whom? Still not in Krishna. You have faith, not even in the process also. You have faith in that person who has introduced you to the doctor. Simple. Then you come to the doctor, that is known as sadhu sangha. Then operation starts or procedure starts, the checkup starts, that is known as bhajanatvi. Then comes anartha nivrutti, all kacharas are removed. And then comes nishtha. Till here we have to try. Nishtha means completely. Like even if you are thrashed, you are standing. You will not go away. You love Prabhupada so much. You love Prabhupada so much, even if you are insulted in ISKCON. You will not. He is not insulted in ISKCON, insulted by the devotees of ISKCON. Sometimes happens, isn't it? Sometimes when people are there, naturally so many things will happen. But still your nishtha, your faith is so strong. You will not leave Srila Prabhupada. You will not leave the moment. You will always serve the moment. So that is most important. That is nishtha. When Lord sees this, yes, he has nishtha towards the spiritual master, towards the Guru Shishya Parampara. Then Lord flows his mercy in the form of ruchi, asakti, rati or bhava. Rati means bhava. And then so these are the 9 stages of devotional service which has been spoken. So bhava comes out of in 2 types. Arising from good sadhana, what we are doing, or arising from raganuga. Spontaneous love, you love Krishna so much, spontaneous love. You reach the stage of bhava, which is because of absorption in sadhana. In sadhana, Vaidhi sadhana, and raganuga sadhana. Okay? So this becomes 7. Aruna, read all the 3. You can read all technical verses. I think you can do it. Do it.
I will try, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Aditya will do. Or Goloka will do. Try out. I think you can do
Yes.
it.
1.3.6 साधनाभिवेशेन कृष्ण तद्भक्तोस्तथा प्रसादेन ध्यानं
Jnana.
ध्यानानां भावो देवाभिजयते आदयास्तु प्रायिकास्तत्र द्वितीयो विरलोदयः. Translation. Bhava appears in very fortunate person in 2 ways, by absorption in sadhana or by mercy of Krishna or his devotees. Its appearance by sadhana is normal and its appearance by mercy is rare. 1.3.7 and 8. Tatra sadhana निवेशाश्चः वैदिरागानुमार्ग भेदेन प्रकृतिः द्विविधः खलु भावोऽत्र साधनाभिनिवेशजः साधनाभिनिवेशाश तु तत्र निष्पादयन् रुचि हराव आसक्तिम् उत्पाद्य रतिं समजानुयत असौ. Translation. Bhava arising from absorption in sadhana will be discussed first. Bhava arising from sadhana has two types, arising from Vedi sadhana and arising from Raganuga sadhana. Absorption in sadhana, nishta, produces ruchi, then asakti, and then rati or bhava for the Lord. Elevation to this stage of ecstasy can be possible in two ways. One way is by constant association with pure devotees. The other way is by the special mercy of Krishna or by the mercy of a pure devotee of
So
Krishna.
what is the procedure? One is by sadhana. Sadhana means constant association with pure devotees. Understand what Prabhupada says? Without devotees, what sadhana one will do? Just sitting at home, one cannot do the sadhana. One has to be in the association, the guidelines of pure devotees. Yeah.
Elevation to the ecstatic stage of life is generally attained through association with pure devotees, while elevation to the stage by the special mercy of Krishna or his devotee is very rare. The purport is that one should execute devotional service rigidly in the association of devotees, so that there will be a certainty in raising oneself to that ecstatic position. In special cases, of course, there is a special favor from Krishna, and although we should always expect that, we should not sit idly and simply wait for Krishna's special mercy. The regular duties must be performed. It is just as when sometimes it is found that a person who never attended a school or college may be recognized as a great scholar or as honorary degree from a great universities may be offered to him. But this does not mean that one should avoid school and expect to automatically receive an honorary degree from some university. Similarly, one should devoutly execute the regulative principles of devotional service and at the same time hope for Krishna's favor or for his devotees' favor. Second paragraph also, Mataji, na?
Wait. 9, 10, 11. See, Prabhupada has given in a very nice way what he has told one has to execute devotional service. Read that paragraph also very nicely. 2 times, 3 times, one has to go through all these paragraphs at home. So I will understand the whole thing very nicely. Next is 9, 10, 11. तत्र आद्यो तत्रान्वहम् अहं कृष्णकथा प्रगायिका अनुग्रहेण श्रवणं मनोहरा सा श्रद्धया मे नृपदं विशृण्वता प्रियश्रवस्यङ्ग मम भवद्रति. So how now bhava from Vaidhi sadhana, that is association of devotees, going to temple, doing the sevas. That is all Vaidhi bhakti. One has to go to temple, do the sevas, be in the association. Really important. So that is known as sadhana. Chant the holy name, wake up early in the morning. So bhava arising from Vaidhi bhakti is illustrated. O Vyasdeva, in that association by the mercy of those great Vedantis, I could hear from them describe the activities of Lord Krishna. These became very attractive, ruchi. Thus listening attentively, asakti, rati for Lord. So just by hearing, that is why in the functions and all one should come. By hearing what happens, the more we hear, the more we hear. Any functions, mostly should go to temple. Why Prabhupada has made the temple? It is not just ding dong bell. It is an educational center. It's an education institution. The more we hear, what will happen? Taste increases, attachment increases. And in this way, rati, that bhava comes, that attachment comes, taste increases, and attentive hearing happens. Our humility comes. When we associate with the devotees, we become humble. And the more we are humble, the more knowledge is created. And in this way, one develops the that's why anugraha word is very important. Anugrahena shravan shrunavan manohara. So whatever we hear becomes manohara. We love it. We love it so much. And this is 9th verse. 10th verse. Ratya tu bhave vatra natu prema diyate mama bhakti pravrteti pakshate sayat agratah. So the word rati in Bhagavatam indicates bhava, not prema. Because 2 verses later, the appearance of prema is indicated by the word my bhakti, prema, then appear. So rati very clearly speaks about bhava, not prema. Bhava is the preliminary state of prema. 11th. Yatha tatraiva इत्थं शरत् प्रावृषिकावरतु हरेर् कृष्णवन्ते कृष्णवतो मे अनुवसं यशोमलं संकीर्तयमानं मुनिभिर्महात्मभिः भक्तिप्रवृत्तात्मा रजस्तमोपः. So during 2 seasons, rainy season, autumn season, I had the opportunity to hear who is telling all this. Narada. Narada is there in the ashram because his mother took him to ashram. This boy is just 5 years boy. He says, I got the opportunity to hear from great souled sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of Lord Hari. As the flow of my prema appeared, the coverings of the modes of passion and ignorance automatically vanished. So he says, I got the opportunity to hear from the sages. Okay. So now in this paragraph, what is spoken? What are the ways to achieve bhava? What are the ways to come to the stage of? What are the ways? It is by absorption. It is by absorption that we did that. Absorption in sadhana. About that, it is more elaborately spoken. How absorption sadhana can happen when we have association. The glories of association is given in the third paragraph. Okay. Pushpa, read 2 paragraphs. Read all the verses first, 9, 10, 11.
Hare Krishna. Tatra adyo तत्रान्वहं कृष्ण कथा प्रगायताम् अनुग्रहेण श्रवणं मनोहर तश्रद्धया मेनुं पदं वृष्णवतः प्रिय श्रवसी अंगमम भवाद्रतिः. Bhava arising from Vaidhi sadhana is illustrated. O Vyasadeva, in that association and by mercy, oh, it's gone off. One sec. By the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them describe the activities of Lord Krishna. These became very attractive, Ruchi. Thus, listening attentively, Asakti, Rati for the personality of Godhead appeared. रत्या तु भाव एवत्र न तु प्रेमा विधीयते मम भक्ति प्रवृत्ति तेति वक्ष्यते स यद अग्रतः. The word rati in the Bhagavatam verse indicates bhava, not prema, because 2 verses later the appearance of prema is indicated with the words my bhakti. Prema then appeared. यथा तत्रैव इत्थं सरत् प्रवक्षिका पृथु हरेर्
Pra,
वृष्ण
pra, pra. Travrishikav.
Pravarshika Vritu Harer Vrishnavato Menu Savam Yasomalam Sankirtayamanam Munibhir Mahatmabhir Bhakti Pravrittatma Rajastamopaha. There it is also said, thus during two seasons, the rainy and autumn season, I had the opportunity to hear these great soul sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of the Lord Hari. As the flow of my prema appeared, the coverings of the modes of passion and ignorance vanished. An example of rising to the stage of ecstatic love by executing the regulative principles of devotional service is given in the life story of Narada, which is described to Vyasadeva in Srimad Bhagavatam. Narada tells there of his previous life and how he developed to the stage of ecstatic love. He was engaged in the service of the great devotees and used to hear their talks and songs. Because he had the opportunity to hear these pastimes and songs of Krishna from the mouths of pure devotees, he became very attracted within his heart. Because he had to become so eager to hear these topics, he gradually developed within himself an ecstatic love for Krishna. This ecstatic love is prior to the pure love of Krishna, because in the next verse, Narada confirms that by the gradual process of hearing from the great sages, he developed love of Godhead. In that connection, Narada continues to say in the first canto, 5th chapter, verse 28 of the Bhagavatam, first I passed my days in the association of the great sages during the rainy autumn season. Every morning, evening, I heard them while they were singing and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and thus my heart gradually became purified. As soon as I heard them with great attention, the influence of the modes of material ignorance and passion disappeared, and I became firmly fixed in devotional service to the Lord. Next verse also, Mataji.
Wait. Next paragraph, small paragraph.
These are practical examples of how one can develop to the stage of ecstatic love simply by the association of pure devotees. It is essential, therefore, that one constantly associate with pure devotees who are engaged morning, evening in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. In this way, one will get the chance to purify his heart and develop this ecstatic pure love for Krishna. This statement is also confirmed in the third canto, 25th chapter, verse 25 of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Are you able to hear or not? Just wait. It is 12 and 13 in the next paragraph. 12th verse you have to memorize and tell me in the next class. So we'll do only 12th verse now. 12 and 13 are there, but we'll discuss this 12 first. PH Satam Prasangam Satam Prasangan Mama Veera Samvido Bhavanti Tadoshadada Shotvarkavartmani Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anukramashyati. Rati refers to Bhava. From Shraddha you reach to Bhava. Satam Prasangan. Satam means devotees. Prasangan means association. Just by association of devotees, Satam Prasangan Mama Virya Samvido. What they're doing? Devotees association makes one hear about Krishna. Mama Virya Samvido. Hearing about Krishna. Bhavanti Rutkarna Rasayana Katha. Bhavanti Rutkarna. Bhavanti means makes possible. What it makes possible? Karna. Karna means my ears are able to hear Rasayana Katha. This Katha has so much of rasa. At the same time, this Rasayana also refers to medicine. Nivrittakarasher Upagiyamana Dhavaushada Shrotra Manobhira. If you see 10th canto, first chapter, 4th verse, learn that also simultaneously. How Krishna Katha acts in two ways. At the stage of sadhana, it acts like a medicine. At the stage of bhava, it acts like a juice. So satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanterutkarna rasayana katha. It was first a medicine for me at the stage of Shraddha. When it came to the stage of Bhava, it became juice. Like sugarcane juice is a medicine for a jaundice person. Oh, so bitter. When the jaundice goes away, the bile disease goes away, then it becomes sweet. It tastes sweet. Tajoshanat ashwapavargavartmani. Tajoshanat ashwapavargavartmani. You are developing the taste so much. Tajoshanat ashwa. That means you are cultivating the knowledge. Because of that, apavarga, you reach the stage of apavarga. What is apavarga? What is pavarga? Pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. I think I've done this. Pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. Apavarga means apa, afa, aba, abha, ama. Means not. So, what is pa, fa, ba, bha, ma? Lot of parishram person does. Then, vyartha, jivan becomes vyartha. Sorry. Lot of parishram, so fa, pena comes out. He sleeps so much, he's not able to get up in the morning. So, fa, he thinks a lot also. Not able to sleep, not able to get up. Pa, vyartha, jivan vyartha jana. Bha, always bhaibit. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? Ma, in this anxiety, leaves the body. Pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. So now we just the Joshanat Ashwa power government. Because his hearing is cultivating the knowledge by which he reaches the stage of apavarga. Shraddha, Rati. Now that from Shraddha, where he came to Rati, Rati means Bhav. Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramashyati. So in the Bhakti, this Anukramashyati, this process, these stages, he passes. By all, how it happened? Because of Satam, Prasangan, Bhavavirya Samvido, by association of devotees. That is why coming to temple is one of the most important aspect. If you don't go to temple, if you don't attend any programs, what will happen? We'll just waste our time. We have to go to temples, we have to attend the programs, we have to hear. Then only one can progress. So read that verse, PH.
Mataji, 10th, you just have given the reference of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Which chapter, Mataji, and verse?
First chapter. Nivruttatar upagiyamana. Put that verse, Aditya. Nivruttatar upagiyamana. Bhava aushada shotramano virama. Kauttama shloka gunanvada. Uman virachet vina pashupat. Person is not interested in hearing is as good as killer of the self. And how this starts? Yes, it is 10.1.
40.
No, 40653. 40653. Now you take OTPs and I'm taking class. Okay. One. The 13th verse also will finish. Purane Natya Shastre. Purane Natya Shastre Cha. Dvayostu Rati Bhavayo. Samanartha Taya. Yatra Dvayam Aikena Rakshitam. So Puranas and Natya Shastra, they have spoken. What they have spoken? Rati and Bhava, they have the same meaning. And in this verse, they have been described that they have same meaning. So till here we'll do and we'll stop here. So 12 and 13 read Aditya and read the paragraph verse.
1.3.12. Tritiye तां प्रसङ्गान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायणा कथाः तजजोषणात् आश्व अपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धा रतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति. In the third canto, there is a similar usage of the word bhakti. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually develops faith, rati, and prem for Krishna. 1.3.13 पुराणे नाट्यशास्त्रे च द्वयोस्तु रतिभावयोः समानार्थतया यत्र द्वयम् ऐक्येन लक्षितम्. In the Puranas and Natya Shastra, Rati and Bhav have the same meaning. Thus, in this work, they will have the same meaning. This statement is also confirmed in the third canto, 25th chapter, verse 25 of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord Kapila says, "My dear mother, when a person is actually in association with pure devotees, the sublime potency of my devotional service can be experienced." In other words, when a pure devotee speaks, his words act upon the hearts of the audience. What is the secret of hearing and chanting? A professional speaker cannot impress transcendental ecstasy within the hearts of the listeners. However, when a realized soul who is engaged in the service of the Lord is speaking, he has the potency to inject spiritual life within the audience. One should therefore seek the association of such pure, unalloyed devotees, and by such association and service, a neophyte devotee will certainly develop attachment, love, and devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So stop here. So learn today is Wednesday, right? Friday, no class. Friday is Dwadashmi. Friday is
Vyas
His Holiness
Puja.
Maharaj Maharaj, not Vyas Puja, disappearance.
Yeah.
Disappearance, first disappearance ceremony. So that is going to Mira Road. So no class on that day. I don't know. Mostly it will be conducted in Thane also. We don't know. I have to ask because they told that every center should do. So it is in the main temple or it is in the centers that I have to ask. So any other day there will be no class. Directly we'll meet on Monday. So on Monday, if you can memorize this shloka Satam Prasangan, be very wonderful. Okay, Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatarudesh Sindhu Devacha. पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः विष्णुवन्दे जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।